Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk yet about yet again another Ubisoft F up. So as you guys, some of you may know, Ubisoft took down the crew servers in March. That would be the first game, the first crew game. So they shut down support, they shut down the servers, so people who paid for the game can no longer pay it. Right? I played the first game myself. I did not really enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy the game, but I can see like if people enjoyed it, I can see like where they would like. It is still a good game. It's not that bad. But you literally cannot play the game offline, right? There is no offline mode. There is no way of even being in the main menu without logging into live services, right? And that's the problem with games like this. If you make games like this at some point in time when you know that you're going to take off support, you need to ensure the games are either playable offline or players are able to set up private servers. Ubisoft did nothing, right? So let's read this together. Ubisoft is sued in California by two gamers for taking the open world racing game The Crew offline last March. The indictment filed on November 4th, so this month, by Matthew Castle and Alan Liu, states that both players assume that they bought the game to own rather than obtaining a limited license to play the crew. Now that's the problem with games nowadays, right? A lot of developers and publishers, they say you pay for the game but you do not really own the game, and I think that is a very wrong, incorrect practice, right? Uh, and this is where things like GOG come, like this is where they shine, right? Where it's all DRM free and stuff like that. Players, if they pay for a game, be it Steam or whatever, they own the game, right? Like then what are we doing? Are we renting the game? Is that it? Do we get a cash back or something? Do we get money back? Do we get some sort of, yeah, if that's the case, we should get at least, if it's a rental, we should get a portion of our money back, right? Then it should be a rented, it should be some sort of, then it should be like a rented price, right? Not a full game price. So that's where the issue rise. It says about the game. Prosecutors claim that Ubisoft rendered the game unusable without warning. The lawsuit, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure what sort of a warning they give. I saw that the news that they said that they were going to shut down the servers. So people did know that they were going to shut down, but obviously they were not going to say what players could do with the game afterwards, right? So it's going to exist in the library doing nothing, collecting dust. The lawsuit describes this as a situation where the manufacturer enters your pinball machine and removes the inside, preventing you from playing the game, although you owned it despite the full purchase price you paid. Exactly. After taking the crew offline, there is no version of the game yet playable, regardless of whether it is purchased digitally or physically. Ubisoft has successes for the crew to a crew. I mean, like, your solution to not supporting a game can no longer be buy the next game, right? That's stupid. Uh, Ubisoft has a successor for Crew 2, and the Crew released offline playable versions, but no actions are taken for the, yeah. So if they can make an offline playable version for the sequels of the game, why not just make it for the original game as well? Prosecutors demand financial compensation for the affected players, but it remains to be. Look, if this goes through, then like everyone can sue them, right? Even myself. I own the game. I don't even play it, but I don't remember ever buying it. I think I played it for a limited time for free, but I think that was it. I don't remember buying it. Prosecutors demand financial compensation for the affected players, but it remains to be seen whether the lawsuit will be successful. Ubisoft further refused to respond to the charges. This game comes at a time when digital stores like Steam are adding alerts that point out to customers that they only buy a license for the game, not the game itself. Dude, like, this is so stupid. Like, the fact that, like, Steam should actually enforce developers like not to do shit like this. But then again, that's something for another day. This happens in the run up to the new California law that comes into effect in 2025. That's interesting. What is that? New California's law will force storefronts to disclose that players don't actually own their game digitally purchased media. Alright, okay, fine. However, this law does not prevent companies from removing content, but it does ensure that customers are better informed. Alright. So, yeah. So, that's what everyone is pretty much reporting. It's the exact same thing. Uh, so I'm not. So some are saying that it's sued. Some are saying attempting to sue. However, shit is going down. There's no statement from Ubisoft so far, so we don't know what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. They might put out some. Knowing Ubisoft, they want to just quickly sweep this under the rug, right? They don't want to bring this out the light. They're already in an enough shitstorm as it is, right? It's already been a terrible year for them. They don't want it to make worse. They don't want it to this to be public. They don't want this to be, you know, the big thing that they were known for, right? But this year is a year to forget for Ubisoft.